Don, good morning, sir. Philip, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you guys doing? Tammy, long time no see. How are you doing? Can everyone hear me out there? Yep, can everyone hear me okay? We're all good? Perfect, 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 perfect. McDonald, my good friend, how are you? How are you? How are you, sir? You're becoming a regular to class, right? Oh, lovely, lovely. Guys, I'm just doing a sound check. Can someone take themselves off mute? Tammy, can you take yourself off mute, please? And just let me know that my headphones are working correctly. Yeah, if someone can just take
Yes. Can you hear me?
perfect. Yep, I can hear you. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you, thank you. I am going to give literally 1 minute for those people who are slightly running behind, because as you guys know, I respect and I appreciate your time. I do not run for people that are running late. I run for those that are on time, here, present, and ready to move forward. Guys, I've got an interesting one today. I've been thinking a lot about situations and how we change and how our thoughts really project into life. Good morning, Bonnie. Good morning. Bonnie, I thought you weren't going to make it. That would have been a real shame. Yep, okay. I'm going to kick off now, guys. Today, I really want to talk about, I've got a whole host of things I want to talk about, but as usual, I'm going to stick and it's all going to be related to the mind. So I hope you've got a pen and paper because I've got some information to deliver for you guys today. Guys, one of the things I want to help you understand is, Dwayne, how you doing, sir? One of the things I want to help you understand is perception is projection. What do I mean by that? The way you perceive a situation to be is how you project into life. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah, so your beliefs take over how you view the world. Because it wasn't until quite recently, when I personally went through a lot of coaching, I actually realized, and it was almost like an epiphany. In life, guys, you don't get what you want. You get what you are. Does that make sense? Because the way you think, what is deeply rooted inside of you is what shows up in your life. So you can have all these thoughts about what you really want and how you want to change your life and how you want to do this, that, and the other. But until you make a conscious shift internally, it's not possible. Because as I said, I'm going to repeat that again. In life, you don't get what you want, you get what you are. So how can we make a change in that? How can we make that happen differently? How can we impact our results? Well, it's all about the questions you ask yourself, the questions you ask your unconscious mind. Because as you guys know, I talk about this all the time. Your unconscious mind never ever goes to sleep. It's always there in the background. It's like the program on a computer. The software is always running around in the background, right? You're there doing what you need to do, but the software is always there, making sure the programs are operating correctly, making sure everything is in place, working the way it should. That's the exact same thing as your unconscious mind. Successful people, one of the things they do very, very well is they just ask better questions. They formulate a better question and therefore get a better answer. Because if you're always asking yourself questions, believe you me, your unconscious mind will always work on finding an answer. But here's the thing. Even if the answer is incorrect, it will find an answer to support your beliefs. Does that make sense, guys? So I'm going to give you a bad example. Oh, why does all this negative stuff always happen to me? That question is loaded with what's called a presupposition. I'm going to break that down for you. In that question, I generalized and said, why does all this bad stuff always happen to me? So I am supposing that bad stuff always happens, right? That's what you call a presupposition. When you ask yourself those sorts of questions, your unconscious mind will search all of your databases and it will find all of the answers, all of the previous incidences. It will dig in your memories and it will find everything to support your question, and it will give you an answer. The answer might not be accurate, but you didn't ask an accurate question. What it's going to do, it's going to find answers to support your questions. Does this make sense, guys? This is why it's critical, absolutely critical, that you start asking yourself very intelligent questions. When you ask yourself a lot of why questions, what happens is your unconscious mind, it starts working, but it doesn't work effectively for you. When you ask yourself questions that, what can I do to change the situation? How can I produce a better result? For example, I'm not going to make an excuse and say it's that 40 something, but I've started to gain a little bit of a pouch here and I'm truly not impressed. And I said, because my injury has caused me to, I used to be in pain consistently all the time. For the last 3.5 years, from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep, my body was constantly in pain. And it takes a lot of energy to compartmentalize that pain. But I refused to allow that pain to stop my life. Recently, I had a fairy godfather, a close friend of mine from the US actually. I'm digressing, but I'm making a point here. He came to me and he said, he asked about my injury, etc. And then he asked me if I tried a particular remedy, CBD, it's hemp oil. Lots of people talk about it. I've tried the oil and it didn't really have much impact. He then told me about the fact he's working with a doctor, and this is how there's no such thing as coincidence or accident. He told me he's working with a doctor he's patented a new way to transfer the CBD. So he's created a capsule and he's put the CBD in microballs inside the capsule, but he's then patented a coating on the capsule that means the stomach acid can't destroy it. It doesn't open until it gets into your intestines. That way you get the full benefit. For the last 10 weeks, guys, taking these tablets, I'm no longer in pain. Don't get me wrong, I still have incredible tightness in my legs and my lower back, but I'm no longer in pain. So first and foremost, that's transformed my life, that just by itself. But I stopped training, going to the gym about 18 months ago, because training was causing me pain. Now I can actually start training again. So my point being, I've developed this little pouch. And the question I ask myself is, thank you, Tony. The question I ask myself is, how can I get rid of this pouch and enjoy it? And my mind has started to think about ways that I can do this. And sometimes, guys, I will wake up in the middle of the night and ideas will come to my head. But I want you guys to understand this. Unless you've got a recording device or a pen and a paper beside your bed, by the time you wake up in the morning, those ideas are gone, you've forgotten them. So great suggestion is either to have a notepad beside you. I'm too tired in the middle of the night to turn my light on. So I usually lean over, get my phone, tap on the voice memo, and in that really tired voice, I explain the idea. But in the morning, it's always there. The reason I do these things is because your unconscious mind never ever goes to sleep. Am I making sense, guys? Am I helping you capture the essence of why you need to ask yourself incredible questions? Now, who's familiar with Tony Robbins? Give me a hand up if you're familiar with Tony Robbins. Okay. He, for me, is one of the greatest speakers in the world, and he inspires me consistently. I was listening to Tony Robbins this morning, And he was saying something that I've heard previously. In fact, I'm going to tell you a story. One of my mentors, I've been blessed to say, trained much of Tony Robbins' staff in his business. One of my mentors was directly responsible for a huge increase and an upturn in Tony Robbins' business because he trained his whole sales team. And this guy has been mentoring me for the last 4 months. And I've had some breakthroughs, I've had some shifts because he's really worked on the core of me. Because I want to help you guys understand something. We all go through these scenarios where we decide we want to do things differently, right? Where we want more. We want to make things happen. But what I want to help you understand is, until you change inside, your external world can't change. You have to make that shift and that change internally before you can see the results externally. And Tony Robbins, when I was listening to him this morning, as well as talking about successful people asking better questions, he was talking about raising your standards. And that's one of the things my coach has been drumming into me and the others that had the good fortune of getting coached by him. Raising your standards. When you raise your standards, your shoulds have to turn to your must. Does that make sense, guys? And until your should turns to your must, it's not possible for your results to change. Now, one of the reasons why I rave and I shout and I scream from the top of the rooftops about mentors is that a mentor will help you clear your blockages. And if you're committed and not just interested, your mentor will help you turn your should to a must. Over the last 4 months going through this coaching, we set some goals and we went through some real massive shifts. And I've set myself some audacious goals. Some goals that, I'll be honest, they frighten the heck out of me. When I look at my goals, I say, universe, you better be on my side because I haven't got a clue how I'm going to achieve this. But when you truly believe and you've got that certainty inside you that it's going to happen because you are worthy, because you deserve it, and you turn your should into a must, it's got no choice but to happen. But as I always talk about, it's only going to happen with consistency and action. Another beautiful quote I heard. You get rewarded in public for what you do in private. You get rewarded in public for what you do in private. So don't be the big I am when you're in front of everyone, but you then procrastinate behind closed doors because I'm not really certain. Bravado is see-through. Anyone who's got good eyes can see straight through bravado. And let's think about it. Is bravado going to help you? Of course it's not. It's a front. And who are you fronting for? You can't lie to yourself. You can lie to everyone around you, but you can't lie to yourself. So when you raise your standards, when you turn your should into a must, you stop procrastinating. And I asked Dwayne this previously, what's procrastination? And he said it's when you kind of just put things off, right, Dwayne? And I then said, procrastination, I'll give you one sentence to sum it up. It's not important enough yet. Right. Because fact, guys, when something's really important to you, you find a way to get it done. What may seem impossible to others you make possible because it's a priority for you. It's a must. So this is how you connect the two and you make your shoulds a must and you raise your standards. When you raise your standards and you commit wholeheartedly to making that change, that's how you create lasting change. And I'm going to say once again, you have to be brutally honest with yourselves. Every day, because of something my mentor taught me, I have a focus for what I want to achieve that day. Every single day. And at night, before I go to sleep, I think about, Kev, from 0 to 10, what was your day today? 0 being absolutely lousy, 10 being it was the most incredible day ever. And I rate myself. And if I give myself, for example, a 7, that's okay. But then I think and I ask myself, what could have made today a 10? How can I move from a 7 to a 10? And I have to be brutally honest with myself because I am the one who's going to achieve the result. No one else is going to do it for me. The late nights when I'm here in my office and I'm going through emails and I'm making calls and I'm doing what I need to do, I'm doing it for 2 reasons. I'm doing it because I absolutely love doing it, because I want to serve as many people as possible. But I'm also doing it because my should has turned to a must. And in order for me to achieve my goals, I have to go that little bit further. But it's going to happen for me without a shadow of a doubt, because I am completely certain. I've got 100% belief. Guys, I've got a whiteboard right here in front of me. And every single month, I write on my whiteboard what I'm going to achieve. And the reason why I do that is because when I'm sat in my office and I look up, it's staring me right in the face. It's there in my face every single day. The things you want to achieve in your life, guys, as I've spoken about before, Tammy, I must say, I told you, you didn't copyright that phrase, from mental to pencil. Can we share it? Tammy, I used it the other day and I told someone it's not mine, I stole it. And she said, I love that quote from mental to pencil. But when you write it down with your own fair hand, it makes that connection. But moreover, don't just write it down and then put it somewhere where you don't see it. That's why my expectations are on my whiteboard right in front of me. They are visible to me every single day. I have to own that. I have to look at it and own it every day. Am I being true to myself? And you know another thing, guys? I'm not in competition with anyone. Whatever anyone else wants to do, that's incredible, that's great. I'm happy for you. I'm only in competition with myself. Every single day, I'm in competition to see if I can be a better version than I was yesterday. That's my only battle. And you know, one of the things that's allowed me to have that consistent battle, I've now started to surround myself with people that are playing at a higher level. Because have you ever played any sport and you're better than someone else? Your game starts to become sloppy because you dumb yourself down to their level. But when you play a sport or when you do anything with people that are at a higher level, just to be on the same field as them, just to be in the same arena, your game has to raise. You are and you will become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And it's crazy, but that is true. I guarantee you that if you were to add up the salaries of the 5 people you spend the most time with and create the average, you're pretty much there or thereabouts. Fact. It's incredible how this happens, but that is absolute fact. So in order for you to raise your game and play at a higher level, you have to surround yourself with people that are already playing at that higher level. Let me go back and I'll give you a formula how you can turn your should into a must. You always have to have a reason, guys. Sounds logical, right? But when you've got that reason that resonates in your heart, when you've got that reason that when you close your eyes, you tremble, you feel it vibrating through your whole body, that's when you know that reason is core. That reason is in alignment with you. That's when you know you found the reason that will turn your should into a must. That's when you know you're going to make it happen. And as you guys always know, there's a question I always like to ask. Are you committed or are you interested? That's rhetorical because I don't expect you all to answer me. But I need you guys all to ask yourself that question. Are you committed or are you interested? Because you know what? When you are completely committed, there is nothing in this world. Thank you, Tammy. Why did I expect that? I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming. But when you're committed, there is nothing in this world that is possible to stop you. Yep, exactly that, Dwayne. You have to understand and you have to correlate your why. Why are you doing it? But the important thing is this: if your why is not in alignment with your values, you will have a conflict. And more importantly, this is something I learned from my coach, my mentor. You have to decipher what your moral obligation is. When you understand what your moral obligation is with regards to your business, then you are committed to serving and helping as many people as possible. If you don't believe morally what you're doing, you cannot deliver it with passion and conviction. Guys, I can come on this call every single day, and you know it excites me to be here because all I want to do is deliver and share. And when I get the comments back, all it does is warm me and energize me to make sure I'm going to come and keep delivering. But I need you to understand, even if I've got no comments, as long as I know that what I'm delivering is aligned with my moral obligation, as long as I know that what I'm delivering is aligned with my standards and aligned with my why, I will keep delivering every single day. When the clocks changed in the UK a couple of weeks ago, I think there was a bit of a mix-up because I had a conversation with Tammy and we had a joke about it. Tammy was the only person on the call. She literally had a one-to-one. It didn't matter to me that there was only one person here. I was turning up anyway. And Tammy, I'll tell you a little secret. On that day, I don't know whether you realize you didn't actually book on the calendar. On that day, there was no one booked on my calendar. But I still turned up anyway, just to make sure. And I was pleasantly surprised when I saw Tammy, because as I said, there was no one booked on my calendar. And it was simply because of the time change. So when I saw Tammy, I thought, you know what? There was a reason I turned up here today. But imagine that, guys. I could have said, oh, there's no one on the calendar. I'll have another 45 minutes. No. That's not how I operate. And the reason why and how I can operate like that is because I've raised my standard. My standard is here, which means I'm not going to drop below. I have to deliver consistently every single day. Guys, is this resonating? Is this making a lot of sense? Okay, beautiful, beautiful. All I want to do is ensure that I give you guys what I think is going to assist and help you on your journey. When I had my coaching for the last 4 months, I want you guys to understand, it wasn't free. And you know what? I'll be completely honest with you. Initially, when I was given the investment amount, I was like, okay. I gulped because I didn't have the liquid funds at the time. But you know, when you realize this isn't a choice, this is something I have to do, guys, you'll make it happen. Because you remember I told you, and Philip, this will be new to you. I've already explained to a lot of my regulars, there's certain language that I need you to eradicate from your vocabulary. I can't, I don't want to hear it. I'm trying, I don't want to hear it. And hopefully, I don't want to hear it. And I'm going to break down exactly why. When you say I can't, your unconscious mind shuts down to finding a solution. And if you say I can't afford something, you will become a self-fulfilling prophecy and you won't be able to afford it. When you say I'm trying, that's usually one of the first words in the sentence where someone gives you an excuse for why they haven't done something. I was trying, but I just couldn't make it happen. I don't want to hear it. And hopefully, the reason why I don't want to hear hopefully, even though a lot of people believe in hope, hopefully is not a strategy. I'm hoping I'm going to make this work. Well, how are you going to make it work? Hoping is not a strategy. Trying is the beginning of an excuse, and I can't will shut your mind down. So when I got the investment amount for my coaching, for my mentoring, yes, I gulped. And I said, wow. And this is the 4-month commitment. So I have to make this happen every month for 4 months. I don't even know if I can make month 1 happen, let alone 4 months. And as I just told you guys, I had 4 months worth of coaching because I made it happen. The reason why I made it happen is because I turned my should into a must. That was an absolute must for me. That investment in myself, guys, I tell you this all the time. An investment in yourself is the greatest investment in the world, because guess what? No one can ever take that away from you. That investment you've made in yourself, if you utilize it correctly, can only help you grow. And if you're looking at a mentor that is playing up here and you're down here, even if you don't get to his level, you're certainly going to raise your standard to here. And when you raise your standard, guess what, guys? Do you know that you can never return to where you were? A mind that has gone through transformation and change, real transformation and change, can never go back to what it was. If you are consistent with the change that you've now created. Because as I said, the brain creates new synapses connections. The more you dive into those, the more you are consistent with working on those new elements you've learned, the stronger you make those connections. The old connections start to die away. But just like a muscle, if you don't use it, you're going to what? You're going to lose it. But the thing is, guys, there is no age limit on learning. There is no age limit on change. Change happens at any time in your life, as long as you want it and as long as you've made it a priority. So going back to my initial statement, perception is projection. The way you perceive your world to be is how you project your energy. When you make the choice that what you're seeing isn't necessarily all that there is, then you realize that, you know what? I can make things different. Another exercise Tony Robbins did when I was listening to him this morning, and it made me chuckle. He said, right, guys, I want you to look around the room quickly, and notice everything is brown. Everything is brown. Look around, focus, notice everything is brown. Quick. Now close your eyes. Now, guys, tell me everything that you saw that was red. And guess what? You didn't see things that were red because you were focused on the brown. What you focus on is what turns up in your life. I keep telling you guys, energy flows where attention goes. So where you put your attention is what will absorb your energy. Before I go, guys, because once again, I don't understand how this happens. 30 minutes goes like that. I don't understand how it happens. Before I go, I'm not certain if I've given this to you before, but I want you to write down 97.3. 97.3, I want you to write that down. And under 97, I want you to write solution. And under 3, I want you to write problem. This is the ratio of how you spend your time. I want you to spend 97% of the time focused on the solution, and only 3% of the time focused on the problem. And as you guys know, you've probably heard me say it before, I don't even like the word problem. I look at a problem quite simply as a situation that requires a solution. That way my mind is always open and expansive to moving forward. Guys, as you know, all can and will be achieved one step at a time. And as long as you guys have got the energy and the inclination, I'll be here on the same bad channel tomorrow. Guys, what can I say apart from it's
awesome? Thank you.
You are more than welcome, buddy. More than welcome. It's been a pleasure. I love delivering. You guys energize me. I love seeing the faces here. I will keep delivering as long as you want it. So guys, what can I say? Have an absolutely incredible day. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I will see you soon. Tammy, quickly before I go, are you available quickly after this for a call? I'm going to give you a call straight after. Guys, have a wonderful day. Dwayne, also, I've got your email, and I need to speak to you because that's a little bit surprising. Will you be available in... Are you around for today periodically? Yeah? I'm going to give you a call today, probably in about 2 hours, okay? Fantastic. Guys, incredible. I love your energy. I love the fact you share your time with me because you didn't have to give me this time. But just remember, all can and will be achieved one step at a time. I will see you on the same bad channel tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Have an incredible day.
Thanks,
Take care. You're welcome. You are absolutely welcome. It's my pleasure. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.